Monkey see, monkey do.
Now he's a orangutan, and she is 5. Her name is Aisha, which means lively. Wasn't there a great name for her?
Okay, now sit down if you want. Let's go. Monkeys? Done?
Está haciendo, mira, como el tiger, como el Luke, como la
Yeah.
Mira, baby.
See.
Mira, papá. How old that is. Mira, le agarra la mano, no quiere que está comiendo, come pasta.
Needs a haircut.
No quiere que agarre, ¿viste, baby?
They have a huge habitat. Looks like it.
Oh, we're gonna go home? Daddy, can we go home now? Right now?
Playing with a flower.
We're gonna run and see
Monkey looks so bored. Look at her hair. Monkey looks bored, so it's looking good hair.
Sit down right there.
Hey, look at those human beings. Got a blanket. Got a blanket? Look.
Very smart.
So effortless.
Radio or anything?
Yeah. Dan's on the left side too. He's 23 and mom is Satu means number 1 in Malay. And Inda means beautiful. And Inda was from the mom was from the Adelaide Zoo in Australia. But all the others were born. And she's 5.
Quitándole las flies.
Yeah.
We ask that you please continue walking through, keeping the flow of traffic moving, and ensure that all guests have a chance to see our giant pandas today. Please remember that
What's up, Panda? What's up, Count?
That is pretty cool. And he's coming back up.
Yeah. And on exhibit today, his name is Xiao Wu.
Shall we?
He has access to both exhibit areas, and he's been walking freely between the front and back exhibit. So I'll let you guys know his movements. It's kind of like a baseball game. And
That's awesome.
back he goes to the other side. I'm telling you. But you guys get to see a very active panda.
Hey.
Está tomando sol como en la playa. Qué padre, no trabajan nada.
Nothing. You monkeys are so lucky. You're very lucky.
No, porque están como en la casa.
Oh no, they're mating. Hey monkeys, keep it PG rated. I know, ¿qué vas a hacer?
I think one of them's
Oh, okay. Okay, then it's cute. Oh, okay. Oh. No me parece. Oh, that poor little monkey. Uh-huh. No, no. DuckTales. Woo!
There's the baby. Under. Oh, and look at me. Mom over there.
Oh, he waked up. Yeah. And he's looking at everyone. Oh no, he went. No, I see his eyes open. The lion rode a back.
God bless those eagles.
Pueden volar, ¿eh?
God bless those. God bless those eagles.
Aquí anda uno afuera, por aquí.
Rest your arm on top of one.
Already two females, and they're like the main dominant. Would be her, I believe. Yeah.
Hey, why sitting down?
They're all sunbathing. Hopefully if you get lucky, they'll raise their arms in the yoga pose.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm okay.
Giraffes coming up here on the passenger side. I'm going to roll forward just a little bit in case anyone wanted to get some pictures right now. Got one giraffe right by this feeder, so let me roll forward a little bit. I know some of you are being blocked by the tree. I'll go ahead and roll forward as we go. I just want to make sure some people have their attention to get that picture right now. All right, as we do begin to make our way back towards the booth, I do want to go ahead and thank you all very much for joining us here at the Safari Park. And I want to personally thank you for joining me here at the Africa Tramp. I hope you enjoyed the tour today. I hope you're able to learn a bit about how some of these animals use different adaptations or behaviors to survive. We saw basically every animal out there is a very social animal, using numbers to be able to better.
Right over here.
And then it sits out the side door. Between these palm trees right next to us by these buildings right now. I'm going to roll forward. I know those of you my back cards might not have the best view. There's a couple more hanging out all the way at the top of the hill. We've got actually a really nice view of them right now. Take a nice look up at the top. You're going to see two standing, nice at attention, and one lying down. So I'll go ahead and stop here right now. If anyone wants to stand up and get some pictures right now. So again, those are our southern white rhinos right now. And the little one laying down actually might just very well be Justin. He's our baby of the group here. He's about 1 year old. And what's really cute is the southern white rhinos are actually a social animal. A lot of people think, oh, a rhino's very aggressive animals. They're actually not. Again, they're social animals, especially the females. Stand up and get some pictures. I know some of the smaller bushes might be blocking some of the views of the ones closest to us. All right, so again, on the driver's side here, we've got a couple different animals. The one that you're going to be familiar with are those gemsbok hanging out right by the feeder. And these other guys, these larger animals kind of hanging out right next to us. These are Patterson's eland right now hanging out next to us. So it's a little hard to tell right now, but if you look more towards kind of the middle of the group, you're going to see a kind of a group of them hanging out together with much smaller horns, a group of young ones, hanging out kind of next to one adult, one that looks much bigger than them. That's actually a behavior that eland will do right now. It's a really cute behavior. They do what I call daycare center. So what the moms of this herd will, so I'm going to try to get a nice little bit more of an aerial view here. You're going to see those really impressive horns though. All right, now the good view of them right now. So you can see the rest are all females hanging out over there, but that male has these really impressive spiral horns.
Wow.
So again, those are the greater kudu hanging out right there. But as we do continue along our path here, I actually want to point your attention towards the local plant life you guys have been seeing here out here today. This is actually a very endangered ecosystem known as California coastal sage scrub. And unfortunately, it's very much under threat from both habitat loss, but also the spread of invasive species. And so what we here at the Safari Park have done is we've taken about half of our 1,800 acres and designated it as a conservancy for native plants. And so if I do have any gardeners here or just fans of plants in general, you can actually help us to be able to further support this ecosystem by considering to purchase local plant species when you're at your plant shops, the plant shop we have here at the Safari Park. And if you do choose to do so, not only do you help the ecosystem to survive, but you're going to help the animals that depend on that ecosystem to be here, to continue to be able to exist here in California. These are going to be animals like your hummingbirds, bees, or if anyone's seen the butterflies that have been migrating through the area recently or been to our butterfly jungle, a lot of the local native butterfly species depend on these plants. As we do continue to make our way, you can see the Cape buffalo kind of hanging out down there. So that's a little aerial view right now. You can make out the ostrich kind of near the trucks over there, kind of at the far end right now. They're a little bit farther, but I know we didn't get to stop by them too long, so I always have to point them out every now and then.
Only for the field.
Brown, orange animal with white stripes right now. Can I get a hand up if you cannot see what I'm talking about? Again, on the passenger side, the reason I want to point that animal out right now is that it's a bongo antelope. And the reason I like to point them out is they're very shy animals. They love to hang out more towards the back of this area over here, so it's really rare to actually be able to see it. So you guys are actually really lucky. I haven't seen one over the past 5 or 6 tours come up this close right now. It's a really cool area. They're very shy animals. They're going to live in these forested areas right now. And again, when we talk about stripes, think about how much better this animal will actually blend in via a grayscale in a very forested area right now. So again, if you're seeing those black and white images right now, that's how much better these animals are going to be able to blend in an area with a lot more brush out there. Out in one of these some of the most powerful predators out in Africa, like a lion, for instance. But instead of actually fleeing from that, what Cape buffalo will actually do is they group together in order to chase them off. So you'll see what happens if they spot a lion. Cape buffalo will actually all group together and charge the lion, try to take them out of their area, get them far away from some of their more vulnerable animals within their group, like the old, sick, or the young. And hanging out on the passenger side here, these are called Somali wild ass over here. Now, unfortunately, due to conflict in their native habitat, these guys as well are very endangered. And so what we here at the Safari Park are trying to do is once again work on things like breeding programs to help be able to increase their wild population out in their native habitat to help the species to be able to survive. Animals here, including the tallest mammal that we have here on the planet today, the giraffe. Specifically, what we're going to be seeing up here are called the Maasai giraffe. So I'm going to pull forward past these buildings a little bit. Get a little view of them right now. I want to make sure in case they get a little spooked right now and might dart off. A lot of action going on here from our keepers as well. So I'll pull forward a little bit, but I want to kind of make sure we don't lose them after we pass this building here. Hanging out with them are female ostrich. We call them the Spice Girls here. So I'll go ahead and pull forward a little bit more, and then we should have a good point to go ahead and stop for a little while. Let me pull forward a bit more so our back cards can also see. All right. So, just to talk a little bit about the Maasai giraffe right now. Despite being such an iconic animal, the giraffe as a whole actually has been in trouble lately. It was undergoing what we called here a silent extinction. And essentially what happened... I'll go ahead and pull over here in case anyone wants to get a little picture right now. So I want everyone to go ahead and kind of take a look at what these animals are doing here. You might say, well, Brennan, they're doing nothing right now. They're just kind of laying around and sleeping or dozing off. But it's actually not true. This is a really cool behavior that you're going to see a lot of these animals doing out here. It's called an alert circle. Do you notice how all of the adults are kind of looking in different directions right now? So what this alert circle actually does is when they're doing this right now, it basically makes sure that the herd can't be snuck up on by predators. They have kind of a 360-degree view right now, so they can see kind of all around them. And if you notice, the babies, or the baby and maybe the younger one that has a much smaller set of horns, are kind of near the center of the group. So usually these most vulnerable ones are going to be kind of at the most protected angle right now. You see some nests, and if not, maybe even some eggs. Got a gray flamingo flock hanging out right over there.
This is very relaxing.
And so once again, I want to go ahead and welcome you all to the Africa Tram. If you keep your eyes open on the passenger side here, you're going to come across one of our coolest buildings, in my opinion. It's called the Rhino Rescue Center. Now, unfortunately, as many of you know, rhinos are endangered, mostly due to the poaching of their horn. There are people in various countries that believe rhino horn can be used as medicine or as like a symbol of status, but actually, that information is not really true. If any of you want to know about the medicinal qualities of rhino horn, go ahead and actually rub your fingernails or put your hand through your hair, and rhino horn is effectively made of the same material as what you're touching. It's a material called keratin right now. And so you can actually help us to save rhinos by passing along that information that rhino horn is not medicine.
Rhino.
And speaking of a rhino, you're going to see one hanging out over here right now. This is most likely our bull Mayoto hanging out. I'll go ahead and roll forward a little slowly. I know we're going to get blocked by this hill coming soon. You're going to see him hanging out here. How much he looks kind of like one of the boulders hanging out over there. And what we're doing here at the Rhino Rescue Center is we're using techniques like artificial insemination and in vitro fertilization to actually artificially inseminate some of our female southern white rhinos. And the reason we're doing this actually is we're hoping to use these techniques so that we can in the future do the same thing but make them surrogate mothers for their sister species, the northern white rhinos. So a quick little pop quiz right now. Does anyone know how many northern white rhinos exist out in the world today?
None.
Barely.
I'll give you a hint. Go ahead and make a peace sign at me with your fingers. That's how many are left. There are 2 northern white rhinos left in the entire world. They're both female. But we have some frozen samples here at the safari park, so we're hoping through our techniques today that we're going to be able to in the future use the southern white rhinos as surrogate mothers that we can help bring back their sister species and help to allow them to continue to survive out in Africa. And coming up here right now on the driver's side, you are going to get your first look at the South African exhibit. And this area is truly one of the ideal type of area that Dr. Schroeder, our founder here at the Safari Park, envisioned when he created the Safari Park. An area where the animals have essentially as much land as possible to be able to roam about, where they can coexist with different species, very much so like they would do out in Africa. So we can see as many natural behaviors. And to me, that makes it actually a very fun job for someone like myself as the driver here, because no tour is exactly the same. During one tour, the animals might be right here next to us, and in the other, they might be on the other side. We're going to see one animal kind of hanging out right here, right now on the driver's side. Look real close, right by the kind of water's edge. You're going to see animals with kind of smaller horns. You've got more of an adult walking kind of closer to us right now. That's going to be a gemsbok hanging out over here. And keep this kind of theme in mind with you guys right now. For gemsbok, both males and females have horns. So it's actually very difficult to tell the males versus the females. So just keep that one in mind for later on when we talk about some other animals that we're going to see here today. We'll do the little one. We're hoping it up that hill right now. All right, everyone, also keep your eyes open on the passenger side here because we're going to be near an animal that we're not going to have a very good view of for long. So I want to go ahead and make sure everyone's ready to see it, okay? They're going to be a very iconic animal with black and white stripes. You're going to see one hanging out right here past us. Again, I'll roll forward so I know my back carts won't be able to see too clearly yet. All right, so what I'm going to go ahead and do here, my back cart people especially, if you cannot see what I'm talking about, again, the animal with black and white stripes, can you put your hand really high in the air if you cannot see them right now? Really high, everybody. I can't really see too many. Okay, so go ahead and make sure you're looking between these trees, up at the very top at that dirt hill mound, or right here next to us on this fence line right now. There's examples of animals on both sides. And I'll go ahead and roll forward later on as we go. So these are Gepi zebra hanging out right now. And so Gepi zebra as a whole have that very iconic black and white stripes. And one behavior or adaptation that you may have heard of is that it actually helps to disorient their predators. So when a group of zebra are all standing next to each other, it's very difficult for an animal like a lion to actually be able to discern where one cheetah or one zebra ends and the next one begins. So you can kind of see that with this one kind of hanging out near us right now. He moved a little bit. But another reason that they have this black and white stripes, keep an eye out for a lot of the animals we're going to see here today that kind of stand out to you and I, right? They have color patterns that don't look like they've helped them really much to be able to camouflage or survive. If I have anyone taking pictures of some of these animals, if your phones have the ability to set it in kind of a grayscale, so a black and white feature, try looking at how much better some of these animals blend in if you look at them through that scale. Because when you do that, you're actually looking at them through what we call predator vision. That's the same kind of eyesight that a lot of their predators are going to have. Keep that in mind for a lot of the animals that we're going to see here today. All right, we've got a couple different animals on both sides here. On the passenger side, though, I would like to give them a quick shout out because they are some of my favorite animals here, hanging out nice and prominent on these rocks here. These are our Rufous vultures hanging out right over here on the passenger side right now. And the reason I always like to say vultures are some of my favorites is because I like to root for the underdogs, and I think vultures have a very negative reputation for the service that they do. A lot of animated movies have kind of portrayed them as villains. But vultures actually play a very important role in their environment. They are the cleanup crew of the Serengeti. And unfortunately, because of that negative reputation, vultures' numbers have been decreasing and many of them are endangered. And you can help us be able to save these animals by continuing to essentially support AZA-accredited zoos that have vulture breeding programs. For those of you native to San Diego or California, the one you might recognize the most common is going to be the California Condor program that we have here at the Safari Park, where we're looking to breed California condors and release their hatched young out into the wild to help replenish the wild population to help the species be able to survive. Coming up on the driver's side, you're going to see those gemsbok again. Actually, the two that we saw earlier, I believe, have come down over here next to these other groups. So again, a good idea of being able to say, if I were to ask you between males and females, really hard to discern that. On the passenger side, this little guy running around right now, if you were wondering, that is a red river hog hanging out right over there.
A hog over here. Playing with a ball.
Oh, you can see a lot of them coming out right now. It's really cool.
Whoa. That is so cool.
Red river hogs, another type of animal that we're going to see here today that is very social. So right now, they know the food's out right now, so they're looking to find where it's at. So you're going to see them all kind of running around. So a really cool little event right now. I'll roll forward. I know the reeds are blocking some of us right now, so we're just going to kind of roll forward a little bit. These guys are always so fun to look at. All right, as we do go ahead and move forward here, for any fans of The Lion King, you might recognize these animals hanging out on the driver's side over here with that very much kind of darker face with the gray tan body. These are your wildebeest hanging out over here again on the driver's side right now. Another example of an animal or a species where both the males and females have horns. Keep that in mind for when we see some of our other animals, including a species like these guys here next to us as well with kind of a shaggier brown coat. They're running right now. They got a little scoop. Those are Lipson's waterbuck hanging out here. So those animals, the females actually do not have horns. So we'll keep that in mind as we see some other animals later on. And I always feel obligated to stop over here. These are...
Like that? Everyone's eating over there. Look at his wings. That was cool. Have you ever seen a bat? Her wings look so thin. Like a rodent. Didn't they get a headache if they're upright? They're so used to being upside down? You can drink upside down.
Uh-huh.
The kudu?